Welcome back to the Juice Radio and Talk Show. Hey, y'all. Hey. All right, we're getting ready to have our 90-day fiance chat. This is going to be so fun. We've got
Can't
everybody.
wait.
We're excited. We're going to
Yes,
play this
we
intro.
are.
Come on in the room, y'all. We're going to be right back after this.
Welcome to the Juice Radio Talk Show. 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 Reality TV, church reviews. Let's talk happy love and marriage lifestyle. Come and talk with us. Come and share with us. Come and laugh with us. Come on and pray with us.
Regina, Clovis, special guest. You should be following your lead. Bless. Subscribe on YouTube. Listen on podcasts. We live on IG and Facebook. This episode is sponsored by Truth and Triumph Ministries.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Juice Radio and Talk Show. It's time to have a fun conversation about 90-Day Fiance. You guys, this show is amazing. We're back with Dustin. He is, the lead on this platform for 90-Day Fiance. And of course, our wonderful other co-host that we love. Jonathan is booked and busy, y'all. This is Jonathan from JoJo Speaks. Y'all, let's get ready to have this recap. And we invite y'all to join us in the chat. Y'all, come on now. Talk about this show. Let us know what you like about this show as well, okay? Let's go ahead and have the conversation. Hey, Dustin.
Hi, Julie. Hi,
How you-
Regina. Hi, Aaron. Hi, Jojo Speaks.
Hey.
Hey.
So glad y'all are here. Aaron, how are you doing with your cute ears on again? I love it.
Yes.
Got my little mermaid today.
Yes.
She always has the cutest ears, the cutest. Jonathan, how are you again?
I'm doing well. I'm ready to watch 2 episodes back to back. We have a lot to discuss. And I'm excited to get to this. I'm really excited. I'm always looking forward to 90 Day Fiance, y'all.
Yes. And we
Yeah.
thank you all for being back. Go ahead, Dustin.
I just want to thank you to all the Juice Radio Talk Show. Thank you for being there through this hard time. And it's been a really hard time the last couple of weeks. Everything is went downhill. So I'm a little bit of emotional, so you guys are going to have to help today.
Of course, we're always there for you.
We will,
Thank
Dustin.
you. Thank you.
And listen, we continue to pray for you and your family through this tough time, Dustin. We thank you for being dedicated enough to even come back and be on the platform after going through all of that. You know, that's dedication and love, and we appreciate that so very much. We'll continue to pray for your family. All right, you guys. Dustin, where would you like to start with this? Hey, everybody in the chat. Hey, Robin. How you doing? Thank you for being here. Robin,
I like to start with Robin, Sophie. Yeah.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
I love Robin.
We can hear you.
All right, I'd like to start with Robin and Sophie, if that's okay.
Yeah.
The very latest episode that I've seen, and that's this past week, they are not going to make it. And I've been saying this since episode 1, and this is how strongly I feel about this. She is not happy at all. She had a very emotional scene in this episode, and in this latest episode, and talk about the one we just had last night. She was very emotional. She said, "You're gonna have to figure out something, or I ain't gonna be able to deal with this. So you're gonna have to figure out a lot of stuff before we do this wedding, or y'all gonna go back to the other country." Because she's not happy. Like I said before, you're gonna do it. Why be miserable when you get married to somebody you want to be happy in your marriage? So why would you get miserable? Get married to get miserable. I just don't see it making it.
Exactly. Why get married to be miserable? Great point. I mean, Aaron, what's your thoughts about Rob?
I don't like him.
I only say that because I love when she says that.
Right. Those are her first words every time. She always starts out with, "I don't like Rob."
I don't like Rob.
Yeah.
What are we going to do with Rob and Sophie, Aaron?
Yeah.
Rob needs to get a job. And then Rob needs to stop acting, as he put it, like a 19-year-old on social media.
He literally said it out of his mouth, so he knows what he's doing.
Yes, he knew exactly what he's doing. He did that on purpose to upset her while she was with her mother. I'm glad she didn't look all day, and so she didn't see it till night, so she got some enjoyable time with her mother.
Yeah.
She needs to realize her happiness is when he's not around. She is not smiling when he's around. She is tense when he is around. She looks uncomfortable all the time, like she is walking on eggshells. And she's the only one like trying to work it out, trying to give him the benefit of doubt, considering his feelings when he shares them in a reasonable way, not like a 2-year-old having a tantrum in the middle of his, I don't even know what you call that thing outside on the way to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Rob, oh my goodness.
I have to agree with Aaron on that one because he is just so not there. He'd just be better off to just not go through with it, in my opinion. But we're gonna have to wait and see how this goes. It's gonna be a mess.
Ooh, hey Michelle.
Michelle.
All right, Dust. Come on now, Jonathan. What's your thoughts on it? Thank you so much, Aaron.
I'm confused about Rob and Sophie, and I don't know why I didn't have these realizations until this past episode. 2 realizations here. The fact that I see more of a relationship bond and friendship bond between Nikki and Igor/Justin as compared to Sophie and Rob is really mind-blowing to me. And that further tells me that Rob and Sophie has no business being together. Second thing that I picked up on, Rob is the epitome of passive aggressive. The fact that he tweeted this, he said, telling one-sided stories, taking no accountability to make him look like a bad person. And he wanted to say that, well, not everything I say is about you, and knowing good and God's journey well. He was talking about Sophie in that instance. Sophie is always the first to apologize. Sophie is always the first to take accountability for her actions, always the first to say what she has done wrong and apologize for the wrong that she has done to someone. However, Rob needs pushing. Rob needs a little bit of encouragement to get an apology out of him, because although he sees what he's doing, he knows what he's doing, he understands the effects of his actions have on the people that he's doing it to, but he feels as though he's entitled in some way to do these things because he's been in these places where he hasn't had much, and he's been down in the dumps, and so woe is me, and I deserve to have this attitude. I deserve to be as passive aggressive as I choose to be because I'm entitled to do so. No. That's not how it works. I for some reason I still see Sophie going through with a wedding. I don't see what would cause her to leave him, because if she hasn't left him yet, I don't know what he can do that will encourage her to step out. And we know her mother's going to agree with whatever decision that she makes. So, and I'm glad that her mother takes that position and allowing her to make her own decisions. But just like Ashley and Manuel, I don't see any reason for Rob to leave her, because I don't know what his attachment is to Sophie, but he has some type of attachment to her, so he wants to be with her. And if Sophie hasn't left Rob yet, all the stuff that he's done to her and all the way that he treats her and makes her feel, always has her crying on the verge of tears at some point, and she still hasn't left him, I think they will make it down the aisle. I really do. I don't want to see it because it's not going to be a healthy relationship, but I see it happening.
Well, let me say this. Justin is here. Hey, Justin.
Hey, Justin.
Hey,
Justin said, loving this star panel tonight. So glad to see Dustin's live. Hi, everyone. Hey, Dustin. Justin. Listen, Justin. Every time Justin,
it's
and
confusing, ain't it?
I know, right? Dustin, go ahead. You were gonna chime in regarding these two.
My point is, I agree with Jonathan 110%. I don't see her getting out of there. I see her getting married, and if she does, that's on her. But I wouldn't get married to him, even if that was my last choice. I would go back to the other state or the country, because that's not going to be that's going to be a miserable marriage.
Ooh.
And I'm going to say it now, and everybody else don't have. I see a divorce.
Oh boy.
I see a divorce in the future, because this couple is just not happy at all, and we're going to see it fall out in the rest of the happily ever after, or the new season of Happily Ever After because they were just announced, and it's going to premiere on March 17th, and they're going to be one of the couples on there. So we're going to see them fall out.
Wow.
You gotta come on and tell them the tea. Come on, no, I didn't even know that. It's already premiering.
I do want to mention really quickly. I love the scene of Sophie coming out to her mother as bisexual. I love the fact that her mother had little to no reaction to that. She was like, okay, it is what it is. But I love the fact, although I think her intentions were one way and not another way, I love the fact that Sophie said, well, have you been in a relationship with a woman? And do you want to walk down the aisle before you experience a relationship with a woman? I think she said that because she wants Sophie to use that as a way out of her relationship with Rob, because I don't think Sophie's mother wants to see her with Rob. But at the same time, I would take that advice into consideration, because if I were in Sophie's shoes and I was truly bisexual, like right in the middle, I understand that she sees a future with Rob, but if this is going to be the rest of my life, I need to try this out to see if this is going to work for me or this is going to work for me.
Well, I understand what Sophie's mom was saying, and I think it was a very valid point. I want to say this to Michelle's comment first. She said, I don't even know why Sophie even trying on a dress. We're going to get to that too. But let me tell you this is how I view where her mom was saying, listen, you haven't even been with a girl yet. Do you really want to walk down the aisle before you do that? Because I think what the mom is saying is, if this is the way you're feeling now, experience it so that when you're going through your wedding or going through this marriage, you won't feel as though you are missing out or never tried something. And if you find out you tried it during your marriage and then you find out you don't want to stay in your marriage, it's just a waste. So I get what the mom was saying. Try it. If this is what you think you're going to prefer and you like, try that, because you may find someone that you truly love.
And that truly loves you and respects you the way you deserve to be loved and respected.
That's who you want to be with. So I get what the mother was saying. I don't think she could have been using it as part of a dig, not to stay with Rob. But
of course she was.
I think from the mother standpoint, it was more like, listen, baby girl, if you really truly have these feelings about another girl, do that first. Try that, because you never want to go through your whole life thinking I should have, and then especially get married and then it don't work, and then you would have Rob to say that's what you wanted to do all along. It's on film now. It's on film, and he can use that against you now. So I'm just saying.
Because he will.
I'm just saying. Go ahead, Aaron. Did you want to chime in or back up to Dustin? You're muted, Aaron.
This was my question, actually. I wanted to know how everybody felt about her talking to her mom. In that moment, I am glad that her mom's like, why didn't you tell me before? Like, she was like so open to it. And I love that moment with her mom. And I didn't take it as actually a dig at Rob, because I really took it as her like stepping back and being a mother in that moment. Like, I want you to be happy for the rest of your life. And I want you to know what will make you happy for the rest of your life. So it's no secret I don't like Rob.
I don't think anybody does. I don't like Rob. So me and Aaron are on the same page. I don't think maybe Jonathan don't like. I don't know if you like him or not, but I don't like him. And
I'm still pretty Rob.
That's a tricky question, because do I like his personality? Of course not. Do I like his actions? Of course not. He's still fine though. So there you go.
Yeah,
I can't look at him. No, I'm looking at him annoys me.
Aaron said she can't even look at him. What?
Can't look at him.
I get it, Aaron.
Aaron's like, no, she cannot even look at him. Well, Michelle said this. She said, Aaron, I supported her telling her mom she is bi. Yes, I did. I love that. And Michelle also said Sophie needs to pump the brakes on this whole relationship. I think so too. I'm still not understanding why Sophie really wants to go down the aisle with Rob, knowing that she's unhappy in so many situations. I don't really see when she's really been happy 100% on any of the scenes.
I think Sophie told us a couple episodes ago. She said when they first initially started talking, he was giving her a lot of pipe dreams. She was telling her, oh, we're going to be so great together. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. So he kind of built up their relationship to be this great thing, this fairy tale type of thing. And I think she's still looking for that to still happen, even though she does not see it anywhere in her sights. But I think she's still holding on to that dream of them actually having what he promised her initially.
Wow. Well, y'all say hello to Terry. Hey, Terry.
Hey, Terry.
Hi, Terry.
saying good evening, everyone.
Good evening
Go
to
ahead,
you.
Aaron. You were going to say something.
I actually think I understand where Sophie's coming from because I was married young the first when I did it.
Mhm.
First time. I don't want to do it a second time, but I meant
Really, Aaron? You would be
nope,
a
I'm
fool.
done. Unless God has other plans, I think I'm done.
Okay.
He will. He will, because I said I was done too, and then here come my husband. Here he come. I said I was done too.
But
Go ahead,
I
Aaron.
think Sophie's so young that she is just believing in a future and starting over when you're in a long-term relationship, even when it's bad, is scary, especially when you're young and you don't have the experience to know that things get better. Time
Right.
heals stuff. When you're young, you don't have that experience to know that you can do better.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good way to look at it too. She may not know, and she may not think she can do better, and that has to do with her, and because she's a beautiful girl. I think she's a
She
beautiful
is.
girl. But we all have our own hiccups and stuff. So maybe she's holding herself back. Maybe she hasn't put herself out there enough to for other people. But I don't know. All right, Dustin, where are we going next?
Well, we're gonna jump around tonight. We're gonna do Ashley and Manuel.
Okay, go ahead. Let's talk about Ashley.
Well, I don't think that I feel like that wedding's not gonna go off without a hit because uh, he's gonna be upset because his part of his family ain't gonna be there. But I feel bad for him because I kind of understand that part. But the part I don't quite get is why did she get a? Because somebody called her said we might not be able to have the wedding on the beach because of the weather stuff. So
Mhm.
now she's freaking out because of the weather. So maybe she'll not be able to get married, and then she's gonna have to do something else. So now she don't have a plan B. So maybe she should have had a plan B to begin with.
Yeah.
Child, let me tell you. And then I'm gonna come down to Aaron and over to Jonathan. Ashley gets so anxious about everything.
She
Everything. She
does.
was on
Everything.
she was on the bed crying. It's
Yeah.
like the weather is another. The weather is another, almost like another issue in a wedding. So you have to have a second plan
You
B
gotta
in
have a
case
backup.
you can't have this one plan and just thinking, oh, it's going to work out. Hopefully it
No.
does, but you have
You
to
have
have a
to
plan
have a
B.
backup plan, a plan B. And I think
Mhm.
anybody who's gonna have an outdoor wedding knows that. What's the plan B? Because the weather can change. And then she's
The weather can change anytime. And she
well, this is
also
what
said she done.
we've been
She
with.
also said she done. She also said she done it right in the middle of the most active weather. So why did the heck? I don't understand it. Why did she do it this way?
She knew it was hurricane season. She said, "Oh, I forgot it was hurricane season." Go ahead, Aaron. What's your thoughts? You're muted. Yes.
Actually, I love these two episodes with Emmanuel and Ashley. I was like, because the whole time I've sort of been on the fence with Emmanuel, and I am for him now. I am for them. I want to see them get married. I want them to have whatever their happy ever after looks like, because I see it for them now. Because I've been on the fence, but you could see how much he actually loves Ashley in these last two episodes, which I really was like, I needed to see that to get on board where he was. I felt like what we've been missing from Emmanuel, like he's given us like pieces here and there, and now we got the full thing. He's shown us he loves her. He's willing to invite her into the other aspects of his life. The mother phone call was beautiful. I was like, I felt for Ashley like being upset, and I felt for
Right.
Emmanuel the whole, not just on the phone with his mother, but missing his family, not being part of this day, because this day means something to him, and that's what I wanted to see. And I loved the party and all the friends and how much it meant to Emmanuel to have these people, and how he's like, you're my family now too. And he's 100% in, and you could see that. And I was like, oh, this is what I wanted to see, and I'm so grateful for it. And I'm just on board with them now. I'm excited to see them get married.
I love seeing Manuel happy. I love seeing
And
him.
I also,
when he walked in,
I also,
it's nice. Go
I
ahead,
also,
John. Go ahead, Dustin, and I'll come down to Jonathan. Go ahead, Dustin.
I also and be interested to see if they'll be on Happily Ever After this season, which premieres on March 17th. because I want to see the whole story for that, because I think that this we don't have that many episodes left before the tell all of this show.
Right.
Here.
Right.
So we're gonna see the rest of it fall out on the happily ever after. But I just want them to be happy. That's what that's the end goal for me for all these couples. But
See, beautifully said, Dustin. Jonathan, what's your take on these two, Ashley and Manuel?
I remember when we did episode 1, and I saw such a bright light with Ashley and Manuel. And as episodes went on, that went away. You know what I'm saying? But for these last 2 episodes, much like Aaron just said, that has been revived again. Seeing him with his friends and seeing him, as and Aaron said, seeing him happy, or I think you said it, Regina, seeing him happy.
Yeah,
fills my heart with such joy. And even when they were on the boat and he was, getting emotional about his family not being with him and them not being able to experience this with him, that made me love him so much more. That made me want to see them happy so much more. I love the fact that Ashley mentioned that she actually talked to his son, so his son actually knows who she is, and maybe he's aware of their relationship, and I think that's great. As Aaron said, I love the conversation that they had with Manuel's mother. The fact that she's not trying to hold her son back. She's not trying to keep her son to herself. She wants her son to be happy. She wants her son to live a happy life with his wife. She's already accepted Ashley as a daughter-in-law. So I love to see that fact that she was calling Ashley was calling her mother-in-law before they're even married. So we obviously see that they are very well connected. And we really haven't been seeing too many issues with them for the last couple of episodes. And so that makes me feel as though their issues are a little bit minor. They just blow it up to a certain degree to make it seem as though it's a bigger issue than it really is. And really their issues boil down to money, to be honest. That's really the only issue that I'm really seeing with Ashley and Manuel, other than communication, proper or effective communication, rather. I think that they can work on that as well. But I was very happy to see them both together and to see that now. The fact that her friend Sally is not coming to this wedding, I thought about myself and I thought, let's see, if my good friend was marrying someone that I did not approve of, would I go to the wedding? And I think that I would make that decision. I will make that decision because I want to support my friend. More than likely, I've already told my friend my reservations concerning their relationship. I probably already told them that I don't see it working, but because I am a supportive friend, and I know that my friend wants to do this, and this is, and to understand how important this is to Ashley, for her friend Sally to say, no, it wouldn't be right for me to be there because I have reservations concerning your relationship. I respect his decision. However, I would not have made that same decision. So that's what I feel about it.
I would not either. And Robin was asking, what about the witch? she's actually getting ready to get married to Manuel. She's actually getting ready to get married to him. So y'all say hello to Joseph. Hey, Joseph.
Hello, Joseph.
He says, okay, sorry. Hey, beautiful people, like and share. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, oh my goodness, what is your name again? Hey, you got a different name up.
Hi, Brian.
Brian. Hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Hi.
Told you guys I was gonna come back.
Yeah, you've got your, who you got up here? Whose side are you on? I thought you were reality.
Oh.
How are you, Brian?
Oh my gosh, I'm doing good. How are you guys?
We're doing well.
I'm hanging in there.
We're wonderful. Thank you.
I just got a new look. I got on my first human hair wig, 100% human hair.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Loving it.
And still
Thank
wearing
you.
your belt, huh? I love it. Still wearing your belt.
Yeah.
You better come on.
Well, you got to let the people know. Gotta let them know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think about have you been watching 90 Day, Brian?
Well, I know I haven't. I can't lie. I haven't watched it, but I know I talked about it with you guys last time.
Well, that's okay. Just sit and have fun with us tonight, all right? That's not a problem.
But I mean, if you guys still want me to answer questions about it, I still will.
Sure, stay on panel. Let's chit chat. So, so Dustin, so Robin. Oh my goodness, I don't went all the way back to. Where am I going?
It's been a long day, Regina. It's been a long day. We understand, girl. We
Manuel.
understand.
Thank you, Jonathan. See, that's why you my boo. That's why.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think Ashley and Manuel are gonna do well. I do think, like Aaron said, I do think that Manuel is 100% in it. I don't think he is like playing around with this marriage thing. I think it really means a lot to him, and I'm hoping they work out. I really do. I hope they do.
I feel like they're gonna work out, but they need to do some. I really think they're gonna work out, but they need to do some mental health. Had to do some therapy or some. Just do something. You got to figure out what you're gonna do. I mean, I just feel like you're gonna have to work on their marriage before.
Yeah.
I can really feel like they're gonna be able to stay together.
Yeah, and going back to the friend comment, like Jonathan had said up here, and I'm going to read Robin's comment. She said, Joseph Drill, true story. I have a friend who has already secured her seat in heaven. So when she is angry, she calls me and asks me to conjunction function for her, our code for cuss someone out.
Yes.
So I love her. So I'm gonna go back to like Jonathan was saying, if that's your best friend, that was her best friend, and he's like, I'm not going to go because I don't agree with this wedding, then you're not a best friend.
Right.
You're
right.
not.
I would agree.
Because she, of all the people that were there, was expecting you to be there.
Right.
And even in you not thinking the marriage is going to work, she still wanted you to be there, hold her hand, be there to be her support. And she may start thinking when she gets back, who really is her best friend.
Exactly. Because when you make that decision not to go, you're thinking about you. You're not thinking about your friend. You're putting yourself first. And that's and that's very insensitive.
Yeah. That was selfish.
Oh, can I say something?
Yes, Brian. Yes.
I had to agree with Jonathan on what he just said. Any friend wants their friend there to support their wedding. Because, I mean, Shamia, for example, wanted Portia to come to her wedding back in season 10. Portia made it an excuse to not come. And, that's why Candy and her friend Carmen, constantly was shading her and, just wanted Portia to be honest and tell her best friend that she doesn't really want to go. You don't need an excuse to not, tell someone that you're not coming. Just be honest and say you don't want to go. Any friend would appreciate honesty. And another thing too, I have a best friend by the name of Sherry Warren Sutton who got married in 2021, and I was there to support her because, a best friend is always there to support their friend getting married, and I was there.
See, you better tell him, Brian.
And I was at Aunt Shirley's wedding back years ago when I was a kid when her and my dad's brother got married. I that was 2 weddings I was in.
I love it. Thank you, Brian. Dustin, I think, we're going to have to wait and see. But I think the one couple that should be on Happily Ever After is Ashley and Manuel. But we're going to see. But where are we going next, Dustin?
We're going to Sam and what's her name? Sam and the one that converted to Muslim. Citra. Sam and Citra.
Citra.
Okay. Sam and Citra. Here we go.
I think they're gonna make it because I feel just deeply inside of me, Jonathan. I really feel like they're gonna make it because his dad actually gave them the blessing to get married, and I didn't think he was going to do it. So I felt like it might work out for them, but
well, we'll see.
Right.
Hopefully, it happens.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Personally, I have to say concerning Citra and Sam, as I said in the previous review, I feel as though this is probably the best couple on this show. I see the most love and friendship between these two. However, they're lacking drama for me, so I was kind of, so I was a little bored with their storyline for the last 2 episodes. Although I will say I was slightly uncomfortable with this conversion ceremony thing because I know that why Sam is doing this, and I don't believe that you should convert to a certain religion just to marry someone. I understand that he loves her and he feels as though this is probably the only way that he will be able to marry her, But religion is a very serious thing, and I don't think he takes
That's
it
true.
seriously. So that's the main
Dustin,
issue that
you're
I have
okay,
with this.
Dustin?
Yes, I'm okay. I just my
Okay.
sound just went out.
Okay, got you. Go ahead, John.
But I do have high hopes for this couple. I think Citra lights up every time that she's with Sam. I see Sam lighting up every time that he's with Citra. And I love the fact that Citra's father is trusting Sam to take care of his daughter, because I don't know that I would have that same trust in him. Although I believe he's very sweet. I believe he has the best intentions, absolutely. However, his follow through is lacking on many levels. And that's where I get scared. But I think Citra will be able to pick up the pieces anytime that Sam falls. And I think that's what makes them a great relationship, because she's very responsible, whereas though he's not nearly as responsible as she is. So I think that makes a great couple at the end of the day. So I do have high hopes for them, but they were a little dry for me, if I'm speaking honestly.
Well, Robin said, I love that Sam's dad showed up for him. I love that, Robin.
Yes, I love that too.
Go ahead, Dustin.
And I have to agree with Jonathan again, and Citra is responsible. Sam is not as much. I think, in order to make a relationship work, both couples have to be responsible, both of them. And like a marriage, whether you're dating, whatever, you still got to be responsible. You just cannot have one person be responsible and not the other. Both have to be responsible. Just like what I said last time when I was on the 14th episode of this current season, like how I said about like how communication is both ways, respect and love are two-way streets. Being responsible is kind of like same way,
Absolutely. I love that. Dustin, you were chiming in?
What I was going to say, and I was going to agree with Jonathan as well, because I felt like it's going to take a lot of work in the whole marriage. I feel like it's going to take a lot of work. And when you get married, you have to fight it for the rest of your life. So they're just going to have to work it out. I mean, if he goes to jail, and if she gets stuck there, she might not be there when it gets back. That's just my opinion about that.
But the thing about Citra and Sam is I think that they're willing to do the work to make it work.
Yeah, and Michelle agrees with you guys. Michelle said, I think Sam and Citra are the only couple that will make it.
Agreed.
Aaron, did we get your take on Sam and Citra?
No,
Aaron,
not yet.
On those two?
I really like this couple. I'm very, very happy watching them. And I was really touched. Not only did Sam's dad show up, but Citra's dad seemed very emotional when he was converting. He seemed very emotional when they were getting married. He really has accepted Sam as his son-in-law, and more importantly, as a part of his family. And he believes when Sam talks to him. And I think Sam is genuine. I feel the same as Jonathan, that they balance each other. Yes, Citrus is more responsible. Sam is not as responsible. But I think Sam shows her how to have fun, where she hasn't known that too. So I think there is a give and take, and they both have good qualities, and they both love each other, and that's so obvious. I did not find it boring to watch, unlike Jonathan. I was so happy to watch them. I love watching them.
Reality Marie was good, girl.
Yeah,
what's up, reality?
I was like, this is great.
Aaron, Robin says they have Aaron's stamp of approval. No more needs to be said.
Right, exactly.
And reality agrees with you, Aaron. She said, Aaron, I agree. They are my favorite. I don't know. They're
not my favorite.
They're not her favorite, but they're reality's favorite. Listen, there's something about Citra and Sam that I really am liking. And I feel longevity with them.
Yes.
When I see them, I feel there's a sense of longevity, and I think the two of them are going to be great together. There's just this comfort and peace I get with these two. If they don't make it, I would be surprised.
I feel like they're going to make it. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
right.
I love it. I love these two. All right. So Aaron is saying in the chat that her favorite are Gino and Jasmine. So Dustin, is that where we're going next, or where are we going next, Dustin?
We might as well.
We're going to Gino and Jasmine.
There you go. We're going to
All
your
right.
favorite couple. All right, Dustin, tell us your thoughts on Gino and Jasmine.
Well, I think they got a lot of work to do. I really do, and they're gonna have to do some therapy.
Hey, reality.
They're gonna do. They're gonna make it, but they got a lot of work to go, and that's just how I feel about that one.
All
Mhm.
right, we're going to come on over to Jonathan. Tell us your thoughts on these two, Jonathan, Gino and Jasmine.
I loved all three dresses that Jasmine tried on. I especially love that second one, that over $5,000 one. That one was everything. It showed off her body in the most beautiful ways. She wasn't showing too much skin, but just enough for a wedding, just appropriate enough for a wedding. I'm glad that she compromised and told the wedding people that, let's get a little bit closer to his budget so that, we don't go overboard here. So I'm glad that Jasmine is being responsible in that way. It is still grinding my last gears, working on my last good nerve, the way that Gino is putting Jasmine in these situations with his family, knowing good and gosh darn well the way that they feel about her, and forcing her to do all of the work in their relationship and not standing up and being a man and speaking up for his woman when he's in the presence of his family, knowing the way that they treat her. I hate that. Gino is being a BAN. If you know what it is, you know what it is. If you don't, then
say
you
it.
don't.
I don't know.
I know what it is, but I ain't saying it.
Okay.
Don't say it.
Okay, but it's 3 expletives. But that's what he is giving me, and I cannot stand that. And I am so happy that Jasmine has the fortitude to speak up for herself
She'll fight. She'll
in
fight
the
back.
face of those who don't see her in a positive way. But she spoke so eloquently in her segment language to these people who look down, who clearly look down on her and don't respect her the way she deserves to be respected, and don't understand why she's with Gino. I don't get it either, y'all. But Jasmine is doing the work, and Gino is sitting back doing nothing. And it's pitiful.
Go ahead, Justin.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was wanting to say something else, and I forgot to say it. As long as I can say it now. I love the dresses, but I feel like I agree with Jonathan again on this other couple because Jasmine's doing all the work and he ain't doing a darn thing. All he was doing was sitting in the chair and drinking a thing of drinking a. I don't know if I can say the word on here. Drinking a beverage.
Don't say it then. If we have to think, don't say it.
Right.
But it's just, I don't know. I just feel like I just feel like he could be doing more work for her.
I get that.
And
I'm gonna come down to Aaron, and then I'll come over to you, Brian. Let me get Aaron's comments on Gino and Jasmine. Go ahead, Aaron.
See, I saw it differently. I saw Gino actually coming out of his comfort zone because he had already given her the money for the dress, and he is so cheap, and he admits he's cheap.
Yeah,
he still was willing to put money in and go above the budget that he even gave for her. And yes, he wasn't willing to go $5,000, but he went double what he originally told her, which was $1,000. He went to $2,000 for her. He is coming out of his comfort zone for her. And as much as we say Citra and Sam balance each other, I feel like Jasmine and Gino do too. She makes him look at the world differently than he would have ever done if he hadn't met her. He has been hurt in the past from the foreign relationship.
Yes.
And he's still willing to try and jump in for her. And no, he's not great at standing up with his family. But I think he sees his family as loving her in the end, and they need to go through this path. And he wants her to go through it so she appreciates it. And I think she did. And I don't think they would have gotten to that table, the end of that meal, if she hadn't spoken. If he had spoke, they wouldn't have known her. And he wants her to be known for who she is. And she is not a quiet person.
She's not.
She needs to be who she is with his family because that's what he wants them to love.
I love that.
He knew that was going to come because he has faith in his family. He knows who they are, and he knew they would love her. And that's what he kept saying through these years that they've been together. Once you are there, once you are face to face, yes, it will be a challenge in the beginning, but they will love you and they will be your family. And they are. Everything he has said has come. So he knew that the trouble would be hard, the road would be hard, but they would get to this place where it was bliss.
I love that. You better come on and talk. Come on now, Aaron. Like the psychiatrist, the best psychiatrist, you sit on a chair. She was like, listen, y'all. I love, beautifully said. Listen, reality or Krista Marie, you are cracking me up. She in this comment, she talking about she loves his bald head and his hats. LOL.
The corniest, honey. They're just, oh.
Okay, Ryan, tell us your thoughts. Gino and Jasmine. What you think they love?
Let's see. On Gino and Jasmine, again, I agree with Jonathan on what he just said. You know, the dresses, you know, are fantastic. You know, getting like close to the budget. And according to what Aaron also said, you know, being cheap, at least I give him that at least he admitted to the fact that he was being cheap, though.
He did.
So that's one thing I'll give him credit for. But as far as him not standing up for his woman or his wife, you know, against family, you know, that to me, I feel like it's kind of shady. Well, no, it's not kind of shady. It actually is shady because
it is shady.
At some point in time, you can't be stuck up underneath your family. Like if you're getting married to someone or if you are married to someone, your wife or your husband will want you to stand up against your family and like stand up for them. Because if you don't, then your wife or your husband's gonna look at you like, well, dang, you know, my man or my woman is not standing up for me. Like, because I recently just broke up with my boyfriend. You know, he's now my current ex-boyfriend. So, you know, for whatever he was doing. But as far as, you know, Gino not standing up for Jasmine, if I was Jasmine, I kind of would have been like, deuces, if you're not standing up for me. Like, no.
Yeah, I get that.
I don't go for not standing up for me. I don't go for that.
Listen, I hear you. Now, I want to say this. I did love the scene where Gino and Jasmine were in the wedding dress shop, shopping for a dress. But I'm going to say something I don't think any of you hit on tonight. I felt bad for Jasmine at that very moment because she was not there with not one of her girlfriends, not one of her
her family wasn't there for her, and that was just
not one family member. It was just her in that dress shop with Gino. And I felt bad for a second because I was like, oh my gosh, you know, this is a moment where you're supposed to be spending it with, you know, at least one of your girlfriends.
With your family.
I feel like I kind of feel like if your family's not there, like if any daughter will want their family want their friends to be there with them, to be there with her, you know, like you gotta be there to support them because if you're not, it's like the ultimate
because they're out of town. Yeah, they're out of the country, so they couldn't. Aaron, you were gonna chime in.
Jasmine chose to give that up when she did the butt because I felt bad in the beginning about that, but I moved on because of something Jasmine said in the episode. She gave up her dress. He wanted her to have that experience with her family and her friends at home.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right.
He gave her the money ahead of time so she could experience that.
You're right.
And she passed up on that. So
yeah, you're right.
I want to piggyback on what Regina said really quickly, and I think this further proves my point. And I know that I'm going quite a bit with this part of the story, but it just irks me the fact that Jasmine does not have any family. She has no family in Michigan whatsoever. She's all alone. All she has is Gino. So when you get into two situations, there have been two times where Jasmine has been in a room with his family, and he has not stood up for her. Jasmine is all alone. Gino is not showing that he has her back. He's not showing that he's supporting her. So when you're not showing that and I'm not feeling it, then what am I supposed to think about how you truly feel for me? And I don't think Gino knows how to support his Jasmine. I don't think Gino knows how to stand up for her because I feel as though if he knew how to, he would do it. But I guess he just does not have the ammunition. He does not have the know-how. He does not have the knowledge of how to stand up for his woman, because that's such a turnoff for me, Regina. Like that, and because I love Jasmine so much, I love to hear her talk, and like I can just hear her talk over and over and over again. But the fact that he does not stand up for her is such a deal breaker for me. I just can't get past it.
That's just crazy.
The scene that I saw when they were in the wedding dress, and my apologies, I didn't watch the whole thing, but the scene that I saw when they were getting the wedding dresses, he did stand up to her because he told her, listen, I can't afford $5,000. I'm cheap. And he basically was like telling her, I'm not going to do it, because she was begging. She was begging for that.
She said, baby, please, baby, please.
But I did love how she did not go berserk. So that lets me know that Jasmine is maturing too. And I think she did put in the back of her mind, listen, I don't spent the $2,000 on this, so I really can't go berserk like I would probably want to go berserk over the dress. So she compromised and went and got a less expensive dress. Now, I think it was Reality. Somebody in the chat said that she didn't deserve another dress. Reality
Chris Marie said it.
So, and she probably didn't, but because Gino loves her, he's going to go in there, he's going to get her another dress. And it was funny that he spent another $2,000 to spend money she got. Right.
Because that's what she got a loan from her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend for the behind.
Right. So she got, so it was just interesting to me. But I'm glad that Gino did go with her. I would have loved to have seen one of his family members go with her to the wedding dress shop, but I guess that really wouldn't work out because she wasn't happy with them at the time. But I'm glad Gino did go, and he did give in. They compromised. And I was glad to see that Jasmine was not throwing tantrums like she normally does. So that was happy for me. All right. I'm going to come back over there to you, Dustin. Thank you so much.
I want to go to Caitlin, or whatever, Anali and Clayton.
Anali and Clayton.
And boy, he really got on my nerves this episode, because she packed her bags and was gonna leave. I was thinking about, are you guys gonna get married, or are you guys gonna be the one that walks out of this one? Because he got mad at her for having a bachelorette party. That's part of the getting married part. So if you're gonna get married for somebody having a bachelorette party, and they don't want to talk about what went on at the bachelorette party, so my opinion, she packed up her bag, so she was one step close to walking out, and he acts like they just ain't gonna make it because she's not happy.
$1,000. No, she needs to go get her wedding dress at Walmart like I did.
Reality, you are messing these comments.
Not get her wedding dress.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna pass it over to Jonathan. Anali, now she knew Clayton told her no strippers, and Anali want to put it on the sister. She's saying the sisters got it. They told me they were gonna. No, because Anali said something like, "Oh, I want to have a stripper," and then she said, "I was just joking." Anali, stop, girl. I believe Anali was like, "Yeah, let me plant this seed. Let me get me a stripper." And then Clayton at his home. Let me tell you, these shady producers. I was laughing so hard because while Anali was out there beer cans and drinking out the beer cans and having a stripper and taking selfies. Anali, girl, taking selfies or whatever with the stripper.
With said stripper, yes.
Yes, with this stripper. And let me tell you, I was so turned off. That stripper was like, ugh.
Like, now.
Stay away.
Back up.
Okay.
That he was. But anyway, she enjoyed it. And then the cameras flash over to Clayton and in the pool with his friend.
Cameron, yes.
I cannot. Y'all, that was so sad. And even his friend was like, this is what we doing? I cannot. But Clayton was right to be upset because he said he specifically told her no strippers. And she did it anyway. Jonathan,
but
too.
Oh,
go ahead, Jonathan.
No, Dustin, go ahead, and I'll go after Dustin.
Okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say, but that's part of I blame that part on the sister because he told his sister that he didn't want no strippers on here either. So she was the one that was planning the party. So part of it goes on her too, I would believe, wouldn't it? Think?
Yeah, but listen, for Anali to know Clayton did not want no stripper, she was really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead, Jonathan.
So I fell in love with Ashley, Clayton's sister, in this episode. I love the fact that she threw Annalie a party when she had her reservations concerning Annalie at the beginning of the season. But she's come around and she wants Annalie to be happy. She wants her brother to be happy too. She got emotional when she was talking about the fact that Clayton will probably never separate from his mother. He will probably always live with his mother. And she sees something there that she can't really put her finger on. And so that's what made me feel for Ashley. And I feel like she wants the best for her brother and Annalie. Now, Annalie, you were lying to Clayton when you said, "Oh, I just told him to go over there," and Ashley was just enjoying it. No, you were indulging. You were enjoying. You were taking pictures with him. You were doing this and that with him. He was dancing on you. Had his, his twig and berries in your face and all that good stuff. Like Annalie, I don't know why Annalie could not admit the fact of what actually happened, no matter how. But I think the thing is, Annalie does not like to have hard conversations. Annalie does not like to have those tough conversations where she's uncomfortable. She doesn't like to have those uncomfortable conversations. And when you're in a marriage, those conversations will come up, and you cannot just go pack your suitcase every time you don't want to finish a conversation with your man, because as she said, she knows Clayton wants answers when he's asking questions. And if you know that that's what your man wants and you're not willing to give it to him, why then are you still with him, Annalie? I don't understand that. I really don't get why Annalie is with Clayton. I don't know what she's getting out of this relationship. I see why Clayton wants Annalie. She's beautiful. He's fallen in love with her, all that good stuff. I don't see what Annalie sees in Clayton. I just want to say this really, really quickly. I love seeing Clayton and Cameron for many reasons, and I'll leave that there.
You okay, Regina?
Did I choke you up a little, Regina?
You okay, Regina?
I think she sees where I'm going.
You're right.
I think we're all seeing where you were going with this.
I see where you're going with that. Let me come down to Aaron
okay, that's what I want to see, y'all. That's what I want to see.
Okay. Go ahead, Aaron, girl. I hear you, Jonathan.
I'm trying not to bust out laughing. Oh.
Watch out, Jonathan almost had me choked.
Fine, she went too far with the stripper. Clayton was mad. Let Clayton have his moment. Let him get it out.
Yes.
You did it. Take responsibility.
Right.
Deal with it as a woman and not a child.
Put your big girl panties on.
Yes. You were adult enough to be around the stripper. You adult enough to have a conversation about the stripper.
Tell him, Aaron.
And I don't think Annalise loves Clayton. I think she's ready to run whenever. I think talking to Ashley, I thought, wow, she really does not love Clayton at all. Because I was like hoping to see, yes, I love your brother. I'm in it with your brother. But she was just more like, we'll maybe get divorced someday.
Yeah.
When she said that, I was like, this is what I think. Every thought I've had this season was confirmed. She is not in love with him. She is using him for something, but I don't understand what. She has no patience for him. She does not care about anything he cares about.
Nope.
And she does not even care about his feelings. And that, to me, is worse.
I love this. Listen, reality, you got me over here choking on these comments. She talking about swimming with his friend, ? Like, what is happening? Was waiting for girl stripper to be coming. Oh my goodness, reality. She had me laughing so hard on this comment. She said, what the heck?
Clayton doing with his friend, ask the women.
I love the friend going, this is the weirdest bachelor party I've ever been to.
Yes, yes, that was classic. That was classic.
That was classic. I think the friend was waiting on strippers to come in. I really
I
do
think he
think.
was. I think he was banking on it.
I think he was waiting on friends to, little strippers to be coming. I think he was like, "Are they here yet?" Brian, go ahead and chime in on these two.
Well, I have to agree with both Aaron and Jonathan. I feel like Annalie's not in love with Clayton either. And when a man tells their woman they don't want this in their house, or like if they say they don't want strippers and they put their foot down and they tell you that, like if a woman puts their foot down and they tell their man something what they don't want, a man can tell you the same thing. It goes both ways in marriages, especially when you're married. So she can't just have her way and he doesn't have his. So I feel like Annalie is being a bit of a hypocrite because you walking away from your man when you knew he want answers and you're not giving it to him. Because I'll be like, if you don't want to have a conversation with me, then why would you want me to give you the answers? So I feel like that's also hypocritical because, as a married couple, as I said last time when we were all on here, that communication works both ways. You can't just have a conversation with someone and expect, answers from someone, especially if they want a conversation with you. And then, as far as taking accountability, as Aaron said, own it, take accountability, take responsibility for what you're doing. Because if you're not, then as Jonathan said, why are you still with them? Why are you with them? Why are you with them? Why did you marry him? Because, I have to say for any married couple, if you're not in love with your husband or your wife, then you should have never married him or her if you didn't want all of them.
You better tell him that, Brian. Listen, reality girl, I am crying. She said, I just couldn't believe that her bachelorette was strippers and he is swimming. She's still stuck in that. She said they don't need to. She said they don't need to break up over it. Okay, and it didn't. And see, and that Clayton wanted to have the conversation with her because that's one of the first lines of non-trust entering the relationship. And so that's why it was a big deal for Clayton. And also, you guys, remember Clayton had the conversation with her where he said all his other relationships, they had did some things or something that, they had to break up, allegedly cheated on him. So his thought process is, okay, now you with these strippers, what makes me think, it almost, he may be allegedly in the mindset of, you're more attracted to them, or there's an insecurity thing because you had this stripper and then now you have to come here with me, so it could be a big insecurity thing as well. But that's also first line of, no, this relationship trust thing. Now he's going to question her. He's going to question her for the future.
And I'm sure Clayton is thinking, if Annalie cannot be truthful with me on little things, just the smallest things, then how can I trust her? How can he trust Annalie to do right by him if she can't have a simple conversation, not about her father? He is off limits. We're not talking about my father, period, point blank. Don't bring it up again. Okay. Exactly. She put her foot down about that. She's not going to talk about the strippers. We're not discussing that. That's a sore subject. No. That is a no. But when he says that he doesn't want you to have strippers, you go against that, but you don't want to discuss it. That's not a topic of conversation. Then that's completely unfair. This relationships are obviously only about you and what you want and how you're going to do things. And clearly you're running this relationship and you're running Clayton. And I don't appreciate that.
No, right, and I feel like that's what I was talking about. Going back to being a hypocrite. She wants to have her way, but she don't want him to have his. Right. And to sit there and to lie to your man just because you don't want to have a conversation, that's again hypocritical, and that's actually pretty pathetic because that's why I broke up with my ex-boyfriend, because he lied about his profession or whatever, and that's the reason why I don't do liars, because that makes me just snap if someone lies to me like that, or just walks away being a coward just because you don't want to have a conversation with me. That's pathetic.
It shows so much immaturity in Annalie, and it just
leaving. She keeps threatening, I'm going to leave, and then somebody said in a comment, let her leave. And he should let her leave, but I think Clayton is so in love with her, he does not want to let her leave. But he's going to have to decide. He's going to have to choose Clayton. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Clayton is going to have to choose Clayton. Because
Mhm.
I don't
Right.
think he's done that. Clayton has chosen his mama. He done chose his guinea pigs. He done chose all the animals. I don't think Clayton has ever chose Clayton.
I don't think so either.
At some point, you gotta choose yourself. You can't like if your woman wants to leave, let her go. Let her
Right.
go. Choose yourself because it's time for you to live for you.
Right. And I think the reason why Anali feels so comfortable with showing that she wants to leave is because she knows that Clayton is going to pull her back in and allow the conversation to cease because he knows that she's uncomfortable with it and they'll just move on to the next thing. But I have to say that Clayton deserves better than Anali and Clayton deserves better than his mother.
Well,
Right.
Aaron,
I
tell us
agree
about
with
this
that.
comment you put in here. Tell us about this comment, Aaron.
I think Annalise uses leaving as her like get out of jail free card.
That's exactly what it is.
She's pretending
that's her
I'm gonna
excuse.
leave to get her way because she did this when they were on vacation and then he flipped and because she knew that she had pushed it too far, then she didn't go any further and then she was like, oh, anything you want, we'll have intimacy now because I lost. So she's using it, and when she doesn't get her way, she's going to try something else. So I think if he let her pack her suitcase, she'd go to leave and see that he wasn't going after her, and then she's going to flip the script again.
That's a guilt trip that she's just actually trying to use. Most people like to use guilt trips on people just to make that person look crazy, feel stupid. And if you take the movie, Tyler Perry's movie, The Family That Prays, where Andrea uses her husband Chris and convinced her man before he slapped the taste out her mouth that she cheated and whatnot, and she did whatever and just went about it. So.
I get you. Reality say, mom in the closet, Goebbels in wedding costume. He goes swimming with his bestie for his bachelor. Yeah, he got a lot going on. He got a lot.
And the main issue is because Anali is so manipulative and Clayton is so naive, it makes for the perfect equation for the relationship that they have because it's obvious how naive he is because he's allowed his mother to live with him all of this time, knowing that she contributes nothing to his household and she's just living in his closet and he is okay with that. He's so passive. Because he's so passive, he lets everyone run over him, including Ashley, even at times, his sister. She'll run over him because she has that power, but she chooses not to. And I appreciate that about Ashley because she leaves him where he is. And she allows him to make his own decisions.
I think
I feel like
I think Clayton was probably feeling also like, okay, so you had stripper there, so he probably thinking that's why he was getting all dressed up because he told her, why are you getting so dressed up to go to a bachelorette party? You know what? So his mind is probably thinking in the back of his head, you knew a stripper was going to be there. You wanted to get all cute in your white dress and all this stuff and your heels and all that. Clayton mind probably went there. Go ahead, Brian, and I'm going to come back to Dustin.
And I feel like I don't think he should have had his mom there either. She was not contributing anything to his house. So I agree with Jonathan on that too. And I feel like that's a bit hypocritical and crazy too, because you don't want a stripper there. No one wants your mom there. It again both ways goes like that. So, and I think every man has a right to ask a woman any single question, just like women do. Women ask their man questions what they want to know
all the time.
So again, honesty is both ways too.
Honesty, that's right. All right, Dustin, where are we going next?
Last couple.
I forgot what the last couple was.
Nikki and Igor / Justin.
Okay, I forgot about that. Yeah, we can start with them. I forgot about that couple. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Dustin.
I think they're gonna make it. I really do. I just can't wait to see what. I think they're all gonna be happy. I just think that they're gonna have to work on a lot of stuff. So, that's what I was gonna say with that. I forgot about that couple. I do apologize.
Oh, you're okay, Dustin. Okay. You got a lot on your plate. Listen, I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna pass it over to Dustin and down to Aaron and then over to Brian. Nikki, when she was singing for the Bachelorette. Jonathan, why you do that face, Jonathan? I ain't even get it out my mouth yet, Jonathan.
I'll tell you later. Go ahead, Regina.
Okay. I was like, Nikki, girl, you should have just stayed seated, Nikki. You should have just stayed seated. But they cheered for her. They applauded for her. So it was, they supported her. But you know what I loved about the bachelorette party was the mama hugging her so tight. I love his parents. I love them, especially his mom. I love them. And he was so proud of her, even for her singing also. She did look beautiful, though. I mean, beautiful. She was beautiful.
Yeah.
And
she did look beautiful.
Yeah, I hope they make it. We gonna see. I don't know. They got a lot of work. I don't know if they are, but they got a lot of work. Jonathan, I'm gonna pass it on over to you.
I will say, Nikki looked the most gorgeous I've ever seen her at that engagement party. And once again, as I said last time, I think it's because she didn't have the matte pink lipstick on. That accentuates how huge her lips are, because she had just a little bit of a gloss. I saw a pink tint on there, so she still had the pink there, but it wasn't as pronounced. Now concerning her singing ability or lack thereof, you know what I'm saying? I'm reminded of the episode of Martin when Notorious B.I.G. came and he was looking for background singers, and Pam told Gina, you know, your voice is cute for, you know, yang 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 around the house, you know what I'm saying, but not for no stage and a microphone, girl, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that she can't sing. She can hold a note. I'm not saying that it sounded horrible. It sounded okay.
Oh my goodness,
but I think it would have behooved her to maybe have a backing track or just lip sync. You know what I'm saying? That might have been better. But I don't know where I see this couple going, because we saw a preview a couple of weeks ago where they were previewing for the rest of the season, where Igor had supposedly broken up with her over text, and we haven't gotten to that yet. So I don't know how that's going to factor into this situation. However, I love the way that Igor's family is embracing Nikki. I love the way that they are loving on her and accepting her, because for people who live in a foreign country where this is not the norm for them, for them to be so open with her and accepting her and treating her the way that she wants to be treated, I think that is so beautiful. And I love the scene of them getting ready, the fact that she was curling her hair and doing her makeup and he was getting dressed in his tux and all that good stuff. I saw the friendship between them, and they clearly have a friendship, and that's what the basis of any good relationship will have, a good friendship. And so even if they don't last, I think they will still at least be able to be friends at the end of the day.
I did like that when he did little sidekick, you know. I thought it was cute. Aaron,
his sense of humor is beautiful. I love his sense of humor.
It is. Aaron, what's your thoughts?
Well, I don't think they'll be friends if they don't work out, because Nikki's never going to be his friend.
That's true. That's true. I agree with that. Yeah. But at least they have the friendship.
I think they do. I think they genuinely like each other. I do think the problem is I don't think he can be in love with her fully. I think he loves her, but not fully the way you need to when you get married. That is where, because when you look at him, he's in love with her. He loves her personality. He loves a lot of things about her.
Yeah.
But he can't be with her completely. It's his problem.
Yeah.
Emotionally, physically, all things gathered together. Yeah. He can't.
Yeah. So I think I've learned a lot of that from Jonathan this season, about that. The emotional stuff he can be there for. It's the physical stuff, and she needs both, and she deserves both.
She does. Very well said.
I really thought in this episode, I loved seeing Nikki be in love with Justin or Igor for the first time. We didn't see the animosity she's had in most of the episodes. We saw a genuine Nikki, I thought, for the first time, without the drama she brings in most episodes. So I really enjoyed that. I actually enjoyed her singing. I thought it was probably because she's singing without a really good mic, without good music, so it's difficult to do spur of the moment. I think she's not maybe the best singer, because best singers can do that spur of the moment, but I bet she's a really great performer. I would probably go watch her somewhere if she was near me. And
yes, if I were drunk or inebriated, yes, I'd give her a couple dollars. Absolutely. I'm sorry. Was that shade?
That was all eclipse shade, Jonathan. Yeah, I didn't palm tree. That was eclipse. Go ahead, Aaron.
I love the family embracing her, even though it wasn't the best moment. They were embracing the moment. They were getting into it. The mother was proud of the moment. she was proud of how Nikki did. Whether Nikki was good or not, she was in love with her daughter, going to be what she thought at the time her daughter-in-law, because I do not see them working out. Sorry, Dustin.
He's laughing with you, Jonathan.
I don't see them working out either.
Yeah,
I do not see them making down the aisle, and I do not see them being friends. I think if they were on the 90-day reunion cast, I see them being, if they are not together, they're going to be at it. Like, at each other's throats. This is going to be
juicy.
I really don't.
Yeah,
really don't,
that's one way of looking at it. So.
Well,
really don't,
go ahead, Dustin.
I really don't think they're going to be at the reunion because I don't think they're going to be there because we did see what Jonathan was talking about, the text thing. So maybe if it didn't work out, and if they are there, it would probably be a little awkward. Maybe they'll be broke up by then. I don't see them. I don't see them lasting. I just don't.
Brian, let's see your thoughts, Brian.
Well, I have to say I agree with Aaron. I can see. I feel like Nikki and Justin are gonna make it down there. I feel like they're gonna make it, and as far as Igor's family embracing, embracing the daughter-in-law, embracing Nikki, I find that the most genuine experiencing moment ever because, you want someone to support, be there, and just be happy for you, be proud of you. Just like anyone's mom, husband, wife, wants them to be down for them, I don't know. I'm just kind of at a loss for words, but I'm just glad Nikki just got the recognition from her ex's family. I mean, hey, she got it.
She did. Thank you, Brian. I'm laughing at Aaron's comment. My apologies, Brian. Laughing while you were talking.
It's okay. Aaron, you being funny right now.
I know. Aaron said hopefully Nikki would be on 90 Day to Single Life because I don't see her on Happily Ever After, at least not with Igor.
No.
But I do hope they make it to the reunion. I hope they make it.
Yes, because we want to see the reunion. Yes, we need to see the fallout of this tragic relationship, honey. I've said this many times before, and I will say it again. I just want Nikki to find a trans-attracted man who can give her everything that she's looking for in a relationship. And I just want for Igor to find a woman that he can give all of whatever he has to, so they can both be in a happy, healthy relationship and not be going at each other's necks because of something that Nikki did 20 years ago.
That's exactly what we want to see. We want Nikki to really find happiness. Go ahead, Brian.
I hope Nikki and Igor both find happiness. I hope Nikki finds happiness with Justin. I hope Igor finds himself a woman that will make him truly and totally happy. And hopefully just forget about the past of what Nikki did 20 years ago, whether I watched it or not, but still, hopefully he can forget about it because, my mom told me to always learn how to let go. And I feel like learning how to let go, and I feel like it's the most important lesson for any reality show, any movie, whatever, forgiving, letting go, because I feel like that's like the moral of it. You just gotta let go and move on, because if you don't, it's gonna eat away at you.
Brian, do you know what happened 20 years ago with them?
I mean, who knows? She could have cheated, whatever she could have done wrong.
Well, what happened was he didn't know that she was trans initially when they met. So he thought that she was a biological woman. So they got into a fight, and she revealed to him. Yes, and she revealed to him.
I had men who just thought I was a biological woman, but I clearly came out to people and told people I was a trans woman too. But only reason I barely tell anyone about that because I'm afraid how most people would take it, like they would take it the wrong way, or they might try to hurt me, kill me if they even so much as find out. So my mom has really warned me about that because, and not to get off topic about the 90-day review, but if you guys were to watch that movie called A Girl Like Me, the Gwen Araujo story, you'll see how how
Okay.
she went through it. So you guys might have to find that out.
Okay.
What's it
we'll do
on?
that. Thank you for
What's
sharing. Thank you for sharing that.
what's the movie on, Brian? What's it on? Is it on Netflix?
Well, the movie, like, you can find. Well, I actually watched it on Tubi, and I've even seen it on regular TV before years ago, back in 2006.
So, Aaron, you said hopefully Nikki will be on 90 Day to Single Live. Let me see. I saw that. And then y'all say hi to Mayim. Hi, Mayim. Say
Hi,
all here from Colorado. Thank you so much. Well, you guys, I don't think Nikki will have a hard time finding anybody because look at her Instagram, you guys. She's got 1.4 million followers.
Oh, wow.
I don't think she would have a hard time finding anybody. 1.4 million followers. Okay, Nikki.
I don't think.
Go ahead, Nikki.
All right, Nikki, go ahead.
Go ahead, Nikki. Now she ain't gonna have no hard time. If she does, this is her. I think she said this is her brother. Look at these cute pictures. This is
Nikki, gorgeous.
my family, one brother. I love that. I love it. Well, we'll see. I did not see any pictures of Igor. I did not see any. This is her and her mom. I didn't see any.
Surprise.
Just this one announcing the show. That's it. That's the only one I saw. With,
that's a drop to me, Regina. That we ain't gonna see him on this. That's just a red flag to me to not see no pictures on there of him on there at all.
Yeah,
and that's just a big red flag. So I bet you 110% they're not going to be on that reunion.
Well,
and you know what? And Nikki actually looked pretty beautiful. She is actually very convincing.
Yes, I love it. Well, you guys, this has been great. This has been our 90 Day Fiance recap. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Dustin, for being back. Thank you so very much. Happy to have you back here on the channel. Again, we're continuing to pray you and your family through everything. This has been wonderful. You guys, also, I want to let you all know for our reality recap, listen, Summer House Martha's Vineyard is coming back.
Okay.
It is coming back. So we will.
When does that come? When does that come on?
I did not catch the exact date, and I don't want to give the wrong date, but it is coming back. I saw a preview of it. So I will put it in our community page on the Juice Radio and Talk Show's YouTube community page when it's going to be airing. But it is coming back, which I'm happy to see. I'm so glad.
Vineyard, you said it was?
Mm-hmm.
It is, Summer House Martha's Vineyard. Yeah, Summer House Martha's Vineyard on Bravo. It's going to be so good. This is going to be their second season, and we want to check it out, all right? You guys, thank y'all all for being here. Remember, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do that today. We would really appreciate your assistance and helping us to grow this platform, you guys. We make a safe place for people to come, have conversations, have fun, have chit-chat, and it's all here on our YouTube page as well as our other platforms. Here's our logo on the screen here, the Juice Radio and Talk Show. You just go over to YouTube, type in the Juice Radio and Talk Show, look for the red mug and microphone, and you know you have the right platform. I'm so excited that you all have joined us back here again. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm going to ask Aaron to give us our closing thoughts, since Jonathan did such a nice closing thoughts on our reality that we just did prior to this show. So Aaron, let's have you give us our closing thoughts on this 90 Day Fiance.
I think the most important thing I've learned through watching this season is love comes in very different forms, and sometimes we're blinded by love. You can be blinded the way Sophie is in young love. You can be blinded by the way Igor is in love that has passed, and you're trying to hold on to it. You could be in love that is pushing you forward, such as I think that I'm so sorry. Citrus and Sam are pushing each other forward, and it's beautiful. And you can be even in the kind of love that's up and down like a roller coaster, like Gina and Jasmine. There are all sorts of love. They're all really beautiful, and it's so fun to watch and learn from them. And I'm so grateful that they are letting us be a part of their lives for just these few months, that we get to all kind of take experiences we may not have had or knowledge. Jonathan has taught us a lot this season, and I appreciate them so much. And don't forget to go to Let It Leo at 9:00.
Yes. Beautifully and eloquently said, Aaron. Beautifully and eloquently said.
I love it. Well, you guys, this has been fun. Catch us here on Monday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as we continue the conversation about the 90-Day Fiance shows, you guys, right here on the Juice Radio and Talk Show. All right, you guys, we're going to say goodnight, but y'all have a wonderful evening, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Click that notification bell and click that like on this video on your way out. All right, you guys, on the count of 3, we're going to say goodnight. Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. Good night.
Good night. Have a good night, y'all. Have a good night.
Good night, y'all.